Most people will die without ever having lived. Seneca begins with a truth so sharp it cuts through centuries. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. This book, on the shortness of life, can give you 10 years of your life back. Not by adding time, but by showing you how much of it you've already lost without noticing. These are the 8 essential insights that changed how I lived my 20s forever. Life feels short because you waste most of it. People guard money, property, and status as if they are precious, but throw away the one thing that cannot be replaced. You will find no one willing to share out his money. But to how many does each of us divide up his life? People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they're most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. We lose life not in catastrophes, but in fragments. A distracted hour, another pointless obligations, another day postponed. Life feels short because you've given most of it away. You live as if more time is guaranteed. Seneca writes, "You are living as if destined to live forever." Your own frailty never occurs to you. You don't notice how much time has already passed, but squander it as though you had a full and overflowing supply. You city sly everywhere. When I'm older, I'll slow down. When I retire, I'll finally live. When things settle, I'll stir what matters. Here's the truth Seneca forces us to face. You postpone life believing you'll have more time, but nothing is guaranteed. Not the year, not the day, not even the next breath. You are arranging what lies in fortune's control and abandoning what lies in yours. And when reality hits, Seneca says, no one will bring back the years. No one will restore you to yourself. Life will follow the path it began to take and will neither reverse nor check its course. And most people understand this only when they no longer have the strength, health, or years to change anything. Many people grow old without ever living. Seneca destroys the idea that age equals living. He says, do not think a man has lived long because he has white hair and wrinkles. He has not lived long, just existed long. Existing is moving through time. Living is using time. A short life filled with intentional days is infinitely longer than a long life wasted. A year of awareness stretches wider than a decade of sleepwalking. Your time disappears when your mind is unfocused. Even if you lived 1,000 years, Seneca says it will still feel short for someone who wastes it. They let it slip away as though it were something superfluous and replaceable. He compares a wasted life to pouring water into a bottomless container. So it does not matter how much time we are given if there is nowhere for it to settle. It escapes through the cracks and holes of the mind. Your life disappears not because you lack time, but because you lack a mind steady enough to hold it. Distraction isn't harmless, it's erosion. Every unfocused day is a leak in the vessel of your life. Comfort and distraction are the quiet thieves of life. Seneca is harshest on those who numb themselves. Among the worst offenders, I count those who spend all their time in drinking and lust, for these are the worst preoccupations of all. Not because pleasure is evil, but because pleasure becomes a strategy for avoiding yourself. Comfort turns into a soft prison, one without bars, but with years missing from your life. People don't notice their life disappearing because comfort makes the disappearance pleasant. Counterintuitively, a wasted life rarely hurts. That's why it's wasted. Being busy is not the same as being alive. Seneca writes, living is the least important activity of the preoccupied man. Busyness gives the illusion of a full life while quietly stealing the real thing. Movement replaces direction. Effort replaces progress. Exhaustion replaces purpose. If your attention is owned by others, your life is owned by others. Where your attention goes, your life goes. If you cannot focus, you cannot live. A well-lived life comes from protecting your time. Seneca puts, life is long enough and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. The wise live longer not by adding years, but by refusing to waste the ones they already have. He has the longest possible life simply because whatever time was available, he devoted entirely to himself. And this doesn't mean being selfish. It means seeing your life as something precious, something that deserves to come first. And when you make your life a priority, you stop giving your time to people and problems that don't deserve it. You stop spending your days trying to please everyone, and you start using them with intention. Such a life is not wasted. It's fully your own, protected, directed, and lived on purpose. It's fully used and fully lived. People fear death only when they never truly lived. Seneca says you can recognize a wasted life by how a person meets the end of it. Would you like to know how they do not live long? See how keen they are to live long. People who never truly lived cling desperately to more time, begging for years they never used. But those who lived with intention are ready whenever the last day comes. Not because they welcome death, but because they finally lived while they had life. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped you see time differently, like and subscribe, and tell me what's one thing you refuse to waste your time on anymore.